Deze video is mede mogelijk gemaakt door Global Joy Media Groep.
I am a growing force without the motion. A glass of water longing for the ocean. I have the fire burning desperately, but you're controlling me. Release me. Release me.
Okay, so usually, again, I said I would ask the audience, but it's a little loud in the background, so I probably won't hear you. I think if you were to talk to Saab when they created this commercial, what they were really trying to get out there was the new 9.3 and messages like bioethanol, which to me, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about bioethanol. That's not what is going to compel me to purchase a vehicle. It's going to be about how does it feel to get behind the wheel, how powerful is the car, how safe is the car. We actually work with them. We work with General Motors. Of course, Saab is a little bit different now that General Motors has had all their turmoil. But basically, they gave us the commercial in advance, and they said, what we would like to know from you is can you take this commercial and do a search campaign around it? You've told us that 67% of searches are driven by an offline channel, television being the biggest driver. And so we created a campaign knowing that they were going to have the commercial airing and that they were also going to be doing print and out of home. And we created a list of keywords. And what we put in there were things like bioethanol, Saab 9.3, Saab.com, because people still type in the URL into the search box as a navigational element. And then what we also pulled together was Release Me and Saab Song, and all those different iterations. So if you look at the data, I apologize, this is a bit of a boring chart with a lot of text. But what I want you to focus on is if you look on the right-hand side, what we saw is at the very beginning, around the keyword phrases Saab Song, there was no activity. Of course there was no activity because nobody actually had seen the television commercial or heard the song. But the minute the commercial starts to air, we see a huge peak in volume around impressions and clicks. So that was what was captivating. And if you look at the difference between the query volume on the song-related choices versus just the Saab 9.3, they're at a much higher volume. So almost 750 impressions on one day alone, which isn't a lot, but it's very concentrated, versus half that, about 325 on the Saab itself. So people typed in Saab Song, which is sort of an interesting play on English words anyway, and as soon as they saw that, they were able to go to the website, they could download the song as long as they gave some information to Saab about themselves as a consumer. So it turned out to be a great way for us to have a call to action, and it was a subtle call to action, but also for us to capture information and to start to build a relationship with the Saab consumer. Now, we know that 67% of users are driven to offline channels, but there's a massive disconnect, and this is still in play today, even though this slide is from a couple of years ago, where search engine marketers are not integrating their campaigns with their offline initiatives. So 45% fail to do that. Now, what's really compelling about this study is okay, you could say 55% is the majority, and they do integrate it, but when we ask them what their most common way of integrating their search engine marketing activities with their offline behaviors, they said, we put the website URL in our ad. That is not integrating search, okay? That is just making sure that you put the address so that people know where to find you. That's not really thinking about what messages are you conveying and how are consumers going to search.